Welcome back to Beauty Mountains Images. Now this is a banner of 5 by 3 feet. So let's go ahead and create it. We are going to change the unit to inches. Then we are going to have 60 by 36 inches. If your processor is low, please reduce the size so that the workflow can be easy. You can choose 10 by 6 inches. So let's go ahead and use this dimension. Great. Alright, let's add a shape. Now let's change the color. We are using this gradient, but we are going to adjust the colors. So first of all, let's turn the angle to 1. And then click on this bar to change the colors for the gradient. Double click to edit. So like always, the final color that I will arrive at, there will be a code here. You can just type in the code for the same color. So this is the code. Now let's adjust this color also. Now hit OK. Please, let's follow this closely. So click on it. Make sure this mark appears here. Right click and choose warp. Now come to the middle here and drag it down. Now come to this point at the right and drag it upwards. Now adjust it very well. Alright. Now let's make a copy. By pressing and holding Ctrl and press J key to make a copy. Now what we are going to do is to change the color of this shape. Right click and then choose blending options. Come to color overlay and change the color to white. Now let's drag this to come under this one. So we want the white color to come under the gradient color we have set here. So before we can see what we are doing, let's disable this background white color so that we can see the effect of the white color. Use your arrow keys to bring this shape up. Now you can see it is now appearing here. Okay. Right click and choose distort. Now hold this corner and bring it down. We want only the white color to appear at the left side. Now select this shape, make another copy, and we are going to alter the color of this one. So right click, go to blending options, and then let's change the color from white to dark gray. Now bring it below the white color. Yes. Move it upwards. Now click here and right click. Then choose distort. Then come to the upper left and bring it downwards. Okay. Now let's resize it. Alright. Now let's add a shape, that is another rectangular shape. Okay, so just click here and right click and come to warp, then drag it downwards. Perfect. Now we are done. Now let's import our first image. So this is going to be our background. Drag into your project. Now bring it to the bottom. First of all, we are reducing the opacity to 25. Let's enable this background white layer. Good. Now make sure this layer is selected and then come to adjustment layer and add curves. Let's go ahead and change some settings. Let's choose red. Let's choose blue. Good. Select the same layer. Let's add a shape. Now bring this shape below our layer. Then change the color to dark gray. Now let's make some small changes to our curves. So make sure it is selected, then come to properties. Let's increase the red. Let's reduce the opacity to 15. Yeah, it's now looking very perfect. Let's go ahead and add our images. We are using 7 images here. Okay. Now I'm going to get rid of this image because I am done with it. Now drag and drop your first image and resize it. So I'm only closing the one that I have already imported. Let me flip this one. Okay. Okay, this image still contains the background, so just pick these two, magic eraser tool, and then select any part of the background. Alright, unfortunately the tolerance here is too big, that's 32, so Ctrl Z, reduce the tolerance. Okay, let's import. Now you can see a small white here. Let's get rid of that. So as it is selected, choose the eraser tool and then reduce the size and get rid of it. It's gone. Now you have another one here that is from this image, so that one to choose the eraser and then it will go. We have another one spot here. Okay, from this image, eraser, then it goes. Alright, we are going to arrange our photos. So this photo is going to come at the top, so it must be at the top of all in the layer panel. Okay. Now let's group all these images. Group them. Now add a layer mask to it. Select the layer mask and then pick the eraser tool. Set the hardness to 0. Now as for the size, you can always increase or decrease it using the bracket keys on your keyboard. So the right one is going to increase the size and the left one is going to reduce the size. Now let's begin to erase some part of the photos. Okay, now let's select our group and reduce the size. Now don't worry about this part, we can deal with it anytime. Or this part, you can always select your eraser tool and then make any correction necessarily. Okay, so there are some more things for us to do. Select this background layer, then add a new layer. So this layer is now empty. It doesn't affect what you have here. What we are going to do now is to select our brush. Now change the foreground color here to red, and then the hardness to 0. Then begin to click, change the hardness to the middle, change it to 100%, and also make sure the size varies. Change it to different color, let's say blue. Let's add green. Okay, now once we are done, let's change the blending mode to screen and then reduce the opacity to 5%. Now our next step is to add a shape. Now let's change the color of our shape to purple. So this is our color. You can type in this code. Alright. Add a layer mask and then choose gradient tool. Alright, so you can increase it up to this level. Then let's take our eraser tool and clean some part to make sure that our photos appear clearly, just to make sure that it doesn't cover up our photos. Alright, let's begin to add our text. Change the font to Montserrat, and then we are changing it to black. Come to character, and then we want the italics. Let's make a copy and edit it. Okay, so let's add one more adjustment layer, that is brightness, to brighten the background. Now click on this layer. Let's go to blending options. Let's add a drop shadow. Let's keep the distance at 10. Multiply black color. We are keeping the size at 10. And opacity is set to 57. Click OK. Let's add one shape. We are not done with the theme. We give it a white color. Let's zoom in. Click scale and move it to the right. So now we have the redeemed of the Lord. bold italic. Then let's turn the effect off and reduce the size. Okay, so let's add our time. And that one we are adding an LF2. Press and hold the shift key and make your shape. Now change the color to yellow. Okay, so this color is good. Make another copy and come to properties, and let's change the outline to this color. Okay, so before we go ahead and make any adjustment, let's reduce the size of the shape. So press and hold the shift and the control key and adjust the size. Alright. Now change the size to, alright, make it 5. This is 4.68. Now let's add our time. Let's resize it. Okay, let's make a copy and make the evening another layer. Now let's add one more shape. Let's change this color to red. Let's add another shape. And change the color as well. Now let's choose distort and extend this corner. Now let's change our font to Beavers, then character, and then italic. Make a copy and edit. Let's go for this font. Let's reduce the size and also change the color. We are using this color. Okay, make a copy and edit. Let's change the color to white. And also from black to, alright, black to bold is okay. Okay, so let's make a copy of one of these and make the editing. So we are putting the date of the program, change the color to the one we have here, the background. Make a copy and edit. Now add a shape that we are going to put the location on it, and we are making the shape of this same color. Then you choose this color, Okay, let's add the venue. Let's change the color to white. And also the font type. Okay, so let's use bold and then resize it. Let's extend the background. Okay. Then finally we are putting our numbers. So we are making that one black color. All right. So if you have any other information, you are going to put it here. That one too, we are going for a sample of this color. So that one too, we are going to distort. Make a copy. Change the color of the below layer to white and use arrow keys to move it to the left. Now zoom in and add a shape. Now this is going to take the color of this. Now come to distort. All right, let's add our information. Let's add our additional information. Using a white color. Okay, we are not done yet. We have one more thing to do, and that is to add our flares. Okay, so let's go ahead and add our titles. add a shape to the background by holding the Shift key. Drag it below it. Add another shape. Make a copy and also edit that one. Let's change some settings here. That's 200. It's okay. Now let's get to our flares. So this is the first one we are using. Drag it and put it right here. Now come to your layers and change to screen. Now make a copy of this and edit to add our text. That is Isaiah 5:11. Okay, so make a copy of this flare and put it right below it and resize it. Okay, our second flare. Please drag the layer to the top, all the way to the top. Let's change our blending mode to screen. Add a layer mask and let's clean off the hard edges. Okay. Reduce the opacity. Exactly. So we are now going to add our theme. Now look at the gaps here and use that to adjust the gap here. So this is our team. And let's expand the vertical sizes. That's great. Okay, so let's make a few adjustments, then we go ahead and save our project. Now this looks so sharp. So select this layer or this shape and reduce the opacity. So let's keep it at 60. If there is a need for you to edit any of our images, just click on that particular image, come to this image tab here, adjustment. There are a bunch of effects here that you can use to make your images look better before you print them. So if everything is okay for you, you can go ahead and save as PDF or JPEG or any form you want to save it and do your printing. If you have not subscribed, kindly do so, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.